Hi Bennett, thank you for coming in.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay. I'm doing all right, I guess.
Yeah, I know Miss Williams sent you down for um, cheating, she said. But you want to tell me a little bit more about that?
I don't know. I just have a lot of trouble with math, so I don't. I was looking over at someone's page, but I wasn't cheating or anything. I just want to make sure I was doing it right.
I see. And do you feel that you usually have some concerns with math?
Yeah, I mean, it's my lowest grade, so my mom gets on my case about it, trying to make sure I do good in that class, but it's not my thing, so I do what I can, and I wanted to make sure I was doing it right. So I took a peek at my neighbor's paper. I wasn't gonna copy them or anything. I just want to make sure I was doing it right.
Yeah, it sounds like you care a lot about succeeding in this class, and it sounds like your mom is also maybe pushing you to do well in this class
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, she's there to help me, but she's not she's not someone that really motivates me too much, if that makes sense. Like, we don't have the best relationship. She just kind of gets on my case.
I see. So it's not, you're not feeling supported by her, you're
Mm.
feeling more pressure from her without any guidance on
Yeah.
how to succeed.
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's a lot going on at home with that. So I mean, it's not. I don't think she helps me that much. She just kind of pushes me. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but
Yeah, it sounds like you're having a lot of expectations put on you, but just not any support to exceed those expectations.
yeah, that sounds about right.
You want to tell me a little bit more? You said that there's a lot going on at home. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. It makes me really anxious to talk about, but um, we I get into a lot of fights with my mom, mostly over school stuff, because she thinks I can do so much more, but I only get B's, so I'm not that great at school. I try my best though, but it seems like we're getting into a lot of fights this year, more so than like last year.
I see. Yeah, it sounds like home is kind of hectic right now, and you don't really feel like you have the space to have support or have any guidance, and that's causing some friction with you and your mom due to her expectations.
Yeah, I would say it's she wants so much from me, but I can only do so much because like I'm not good at math. So um, yeah, and then I ended up here, and now she's gonna be even more mad at me when she finds out about this.
No, I can understand that, and I think you caring so much about your grades is a good thing. I can also see that dealing with the stress of what her reaction is going to be to this is causing you more distractions, it sounds like, from your studies.
Yeah, I'm definitely distracted. I mean, there's a lot going on, and she just really stresses me out. Like, um, she wants me to start working to help pay for stuff, but I really just don't have any time because I'm in a couple AP classes this semester too. So it's like, how am I supposed to work at like a McDonald's and then also do all my homework too? Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to navigate all that.
No, and that sounds like a lot to navigate, especially with having demands of being successful at schoolwork, which you're already saying is causing you stress and causing you some disruption in your relationship with your mom, but she's also having some expectations
Yeah.
for you to now contribute to the bills. That's a lot of pressure to put on someone.
Yeah, I'm just like, talking about it makes me more upset. Like thinking about the future and stuff. I don't like it. I know this might impact my grade in that class too. And then if I don't get a good grade in math, then I'm worried I won't be able to graduate in a couple years. Like it's all just a lot right now.
It sounds like you're really overwhelmed with not only your present issues, but also what you want your future to be, what other people want your experiences to be.
Yeah.
Well, I want to try something. It sounds like, like we're saying, you're experiencing some anxious feelings and feelings of overwhelmed with all these responsibilities
Yeah.
that you have. I want you to know something about the locus of control. Are you familiar with this term?
No, I'm not. What does that mean?
Yeah, so when I'm feeling really stressed out over things and I have a lot on my plate, I think it's important to remember what I have immediate control over.
Okay.
So,
Like what?
yeah, so for you, per se, you are having some anxiety about class, or not anxiety, excuse me, you're having some stress about class, you're having some stress about working and meeting your mom's expectations of bringing some money home to help with the bills.
Yeah.
And you're also sounding stressed about your future.
Right.
So maybe something that I want you to try out is when you're feeling stressed about these things, when you're in class, you can take a sheet of paper and I want you to write out some things that you have immediate control over, right? So if
What would that be, like immediate control? Because it kind of feels like I can't even like control my homework. Like it's like I just get such bad grades, so I don't even know what I have control over anymore.
Yeah, I think to start out with, you can see where can you get help with these things. Maybe going to your teacher and saying, I need some more help and assistance with understanding this material, so then you can feel more confident when you're taking these tests, and next time you won't have to look over and see if you're doing it correctly from your neighbor's paper.
You think Miss Williams would be able to help me with that? I don't know. It seems like she's really strict.
I think Miss Williams really wants your best interest, and she wants you to succeed on your own. So I think you asking her for help is a great way to gain some more control over getting a better grade in that class.
Well, I mean that's all good, but I don't even know how to go about asking her. I get really anxious when talking to people. I feel like I just kind of withdraw sometimes. So I mean I talk to my friends, but I never talk to teachers. I'm too nervous because they could mess up my grade if I say the wrong thing. So
Yeah.
I don't really know how I'm supposed to approach that.
No, thank you for sharing that insight with me. I'll share this with you because I think it might be helpful. When I was your age, I also had a lot of trouble talking to my music teacher, and I couldn't tell them that I didn't know how to read the music in our class.
Oh.
But when I went to them and I said, hey, I'm having a little bit of difficulty, and I told myself the worst that could happen is that they want me to go to a different class. But what ended up happening is that he said that he'd stay back and give me lessons on reading the music, and then I was able to perform better. It was less stressful for me in the end.
Yeah, I get that. I guess it sometimes just kind of seems like, some people don't have my best interest in mind. Like teachers, I feel like they kind of, they just want to give out grades and stuff, and they only care about the kids that get A's. So I guess that's why I get really nervous about it. But I could definitely try. Do you have, what are some tips for, dealing with social anxiety like that?
Yeah, I'm really glad that you asked about that. I'd say for me, when I'm feeling anxious about things, and when you're feeling this way, do you kind of feel your heart rate beating a little bit out of your chest?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so I think one thing that would be a good tool for you to use, you could use it at your desk, you could use it before you have this conversation with your teachers. I want you to focus on your breathing, and I want you to breathe in for 5 seconds, and I'll tell you an example now.
Okay.
You're going to breathe in through your mouth, and then you're going to breathe out through your nose. And I want you to do that a few times. Let's say you'll do that 3 times. You'll close your eyes and you'll think about something that's calming and soothing to you. And I want you to take 3 deep breaths. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. And I want you to think about something that's calming. Can you tell me what's calming to you?
Well, if I close my eyes and try to think about something calming, I think about like a garden with like a lot of plants and stuff, and like a forest. So I think that's really calming to me. I like being out in nature. So
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you can pinpoint something that's more relaxing to you.
yeah.
And you know what else, but I've noticed that you've been yawning a lot during our sessions.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're getting an adequate amount of sleep?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I kind of like to stay up late, but also I have to stay up late to take care of my baby brother. This is my mom. She works nights, so I she'll be there for dinner, but once it's nighttime, he'll wake me up. He's only 3, so he'll get out of his bed and run around. So that's kind of what's been going on recently. Like she hasn't been there at night since she started working nights. So.
I see. So you're the only one that's there to take care of your little brother, and you're not able to get any sleep because of this? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I used to like to stay up late, but it's not so fun, staying up late playing video games versus staying up late because your brother keeps waking you up. And yeah, I've just been really tired trying to deal with going to school and dealing with my brother. So.
Yeah, no, that's very understandable. It sounds like you're juggling kind of being a caretaker for your little brother as well as trying to get sleep and also doing this homework, and it sounds like you have quite a lot on your plate right now.
Yeah.
And have you discussed how this has been impacting you with your mother at all?
I haven't, because I mean it's like if I told her, I wouldn't change much because there's no one around to watch him but me. So I could tell her, but I'm kind of afraid, kind of like with Miss Williams too. My mom's strict too, and if I told her like I couldn't watch my brother anymore, I would probably get in trouble and it wouldn't change anything. So I don't know. It's kind of like it's out of my control. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm noticing that you have this pattern of not believing things can get better and kind of having a fear of confronting people that maybe could provide you a little bit more support. Have you noticed that, or can you relate to this?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've never really thought about it that way, but I think I can relate to that because like I just get so nervous trying to ask people to help me with stuff, and I just kind of, even though I don't do so good on math, I won't ever ask for help because I just want to get it done and be done with it.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, and I want to challenge you a little bit, and maybe I want you to try for me just once. I want you to try and ask your mom to have a conversation with her and just see what she says when you tell her you want to succeed in these goals that you set for yourself and that you set for you. But it sounds like there are some boundaries in place that's, keeping you from reaching those. And just see what happens from that.
Yeah.
And I think when you're doing this, before you have that conversation with her, how we were talking about before, I want you to breathe in and out of your mouth. I want you to try that 3 times like we talked about, and think about the garden and try and calm yourself down a little before you approach her with this. And just see what happens.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
I think that sounds good. I guess I can get help, but it feels like the damage is already done. I'm really worried about my future. I'm just kind of worried, anxious about life in general. Thinking about it, talking about it just gets me more upset. I don't know, like, I'm a sophomore now, so things are a little more serious than last year, and I just want to get good grades so I can get into a good college, and hopefully, I won't have to worry about, trying to make money to help my mom. I'll just be able to make money normally, like when I'm an adult. I don't know, like, I really think that there's just been so much going on, and I'm just really worried about the future now, and this is just one part of it, getting caught looking at someone's test. Like, I don't even think I was cheating, but it doesn't matter at this point. I already got caught.
Yeah, no, it sounds like you're really stressed about your future and having good grades so that you can get into a good college and set yourself up well, and it sounds like you're also having difficulty with that expectation of your mother to also be helping bring in some finances for bills and such. I think kind of how we were discussing before about that locus of control and things that
Yeah.
you can, do immediately. So maybe we can spend a couple minutes listing those out. What are some
Mhm.
things that you think you can do in order to set yourself up for success a little bit better?
Well, I know I can definitely talk to my teacher. I don't know what's gonna happen when I talk to her, but I can definitely talk to her. And I mean, like you said, like what happened with your music teacher, she might be willing to help me out after school. And I'd totally stay after school because I want to be able to understand this stuff. Um, I guess I can kind of, work on keeping myself calm. I have the ability to, do deep breathing like you told me about to keep that in my control. Um, but I think, yeah, definitely those two things. I can definitely ask for help, and I can definitely try to keep myself calm. Um, but it's still, there's a lot of worries about the future I have, and it's kind of hard to keep it all in perspective. It just seems very daunting, looking at the big picture of my future and everything I'm gonna have to do, like go off to college, get a job, maybe have to get an internship depending on what I do. So, it's tough to focus on the little things.
No, it sounds like you have a lot of going on in your mind at once, and that you are concerned with and nervous about things that are to come in the future and how you're going to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in addition to that breathing exercise that we did and focusing on that locus of control of what we can do immediately to make things better for ourselves in the future, then maybe write these feelings down when you are.
Yeah.
Have a journal that I'll give you on the way out, and I want you to just try writing these feelings down as they come, so when you come into our sessions, we kind of know what we want to pay a little bit more attention to and make sure you feel confident going forward in your academics and setting yourself up for that big, bright future that we know that you're
Yeah.
going to have. How
Okay.
does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good. I've thought about journaling before. I haven't tried it, but I do like to write. Like I like to write stuff on my computer, but I usually don't write anything down in like a journal or anything. So it'll be cool to try it out. Is there like something I could do with it to like kind of help plan for my future? Because I think that would help me a bit if I could like obviously journal, but also I want to see about like if I could use it to plan for the future a little more. I don't know if you've ever worked with any students on that.
Absolutely, I would love to help you get a little bit more tips on that. I think hearing that you have a passion for writing and it's something that you enjoy doing will
Yeah.
not only be a good avenue to release some of the stress, but it can also help you in kind of planning out and seeing where you want to be at certain stages. So I'm going to give you a little bit of homework,
Okay.
and I want you to just write down things that are of interest to you. So
Okay.
it sounds like you like writing. That could be a start. Maybe write a little bit more about that, things that you like to do
Mhm.
outside of these stressors that you have.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
That sounds good because it's just, when something seems so big, it's hard to break it apart into smaller pieces. Like, I think it'd be good for me to explore future careers a little more so I wouldn't have to worry so much about, getting a grade in math class, like if I don't do something with math, maybe I could just like focus on something else more. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think once we have done this exercise a little bit more, then you'll be able to see that there's much more out there than just this one math class, and we'll work on that together in our next session.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So, homework is I should be talking to my teacher, and then what was it? We should be writing in the journal, right?
Yep, just
Okay.
whatever thoughts come to mind and whatever interests that you have outside of this.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. Is there anything happening with me getting caught cheating? Like, did the teacher say I have to go in detention or anything like that?
I think they wanted us to have a conversation, and we'll have a conversation as a whole to see what our next steps are going to be after that.
Okay, well, that sounds good. Thank you for your help.
Absolutely, Bennett. Thanks for coming in.
Awesome. Perfect.